2,000 years ago, all-seeing eyes were on Jerusalem, that great city placed like a fulcrum in history. Within sight of its walls, the Word became flesh, and within their shadow he died and rose again. That day, a new covenant was cut. What he started, he will bring to completion. The church he birthed will prevail. Without revelation of him, life is impotent. Our faith, futile. He is the vine, for whom we live and from whom we draw our strength. We are the branches of the vine, we the builders of his house, we are the proclaimers of his gospel. He is our identity, our purpose. Without him we can do nothing. With him, all things are possible. Yet, are we prepared to find our place in his body, to be sewn into the fabric of his plans? Will we resolve to deny ourselves, take up our cross, and follow him? Tapestry of grace hangs across the walls of time. The rich fabric displays the redemption story for all the sightless generations to see. Every fiber is woven by divine hands, but one glorious thread stands apart. A cord that runs from end to end, often veiled by the tangled mass of broken threads it holds together. Its strength emerges, untainted, in the center of his masterpiece. In bold letters it proclaims, "God is my salvation." The designer's plan is revealed. A torn and seamless sun, stripped naked to clothe the ragged and threadbare world for which he came. Stretched on the tenterhooks of the cross, his frame is rent to mend the human condition. Every thread it touches absorbs its arterial pulse and is at once freed. We are those threads, twisted together with him, colored by his extravagance, transformed by his sacrifice. We are forever dyed by his death and immersed into his life and service.
Things take place and things happen, and it either sets them up for a win or sets them up for a fall. The things that took place in my life, it ended up setting me up for a fall. The domino effect.
everyone wants to look perfect, be accepted, be perfect. People are really seeking why they're here, their purpose, love, affirmation, and to be noticed. A lot of people in our industry just want to be noticed.
The financial world is a very cutthroat business. You know, it brings out the best and the worst in people. This is a world where money is king, and so they put their trust in that. They try and accumulate as much as they can, and then you get something like a GFC come along, and the world's come crashing around them.
From the ages of like 8 to 16, I was just involved with local theatre every day after school, and that was the beginning, I think, of my own passion for music.
Most normal 11-year-olds were playing soccer, football, running around with their mates. They're in a safe environment, secure. They've got parents. All of a sudden your dad ends up leaving, and no longer is he a part of your life.
I was very fortunate to grow up in a great family environment, myself and my 3 brothers, both parents at home. We never had a lot of money, that's for sure, but as children I certainly didn't feel that I missed out with anything. I don't think we deliberately set out to be financially successful, but I was determined to work hard. So as a result, we obviously have achieved a level of success.
Growing up, I used to just bottle everything up and just not talk about things, and just smashed my self-confidence, destroyed it. Just a milk chance. Thank you. Cheers for that, eh? You too. Then all of a sudden, the one person in your life that is your mother ends up falling sick as well. Being taken away when you're young. It's very confusing, very overwhelming to feel alone in everything.
The fabric of humanity is carefully sewn, every thread precious and essential to the whole. Each has a different journey and a different story, but every path meticulously plotted. Even on our own, as isolated threads, we are image bearers with a divine potential and a blueprint for worship. Yet, without transformation, our lives are frayed and futile, relegated to the edges, cut off from the divine tapestry. We are vulnerable and impotent. But within its material, we have a unique place.
And I cannot tell you it was like I met Christ and then all of a sudden everything made sense and everything was worked out. For me, if anything, how I met Christ, it gave me something to latch onto of hope, that I can beat this dependency, that I can be an overcomer. And that was something that was priceless, if I never got a revelation of Christ, well then I would have just been another heroin addict that would have died with a needle in his arm.
This is the Manhattan-bound 6 local train. The next stop is Queen Street.
I was 17 years old and I encountered, is the only word I can use, I encountered just a tiny glimpse of who he was. I decided to make a choice, and in that choice, it's almost like I realized God chose me.
Growing up as a pastor's kid, church for us was non-negotiable. We were going to church, but there definitely came a stage in my own life, probably my teenage years, where I got my own revelation of Christ and what he meant to me as my saviour. once I had my own revelation of Christ, well, going to church had a different bearing altogether. I wanted to go there. I wanted to be there, to be in a place of worship, and I wanted to be there to help others. The revelation of Jesus is paramount to my own personal faith and my own greater understanding of the Christian walk, full stop.
Cleansed by graceful hands, we are included in His design and marked for significance. Within His pattern, a sinner is clothed in righteousness, an outcast is dressed as a priest, the abandoned cloaked in honor. Once marked, our lives are no longer our own. Our story becomes His. Empowered by His transformation, our devotion now guides our passage. We are colored forever by His sacrifice and committed forever to His cause.
Lehman Brothers suffering a spectacular downfall.
Whose collapse a major signpost in the financial meltdown.
These guys are unregulated, unrepentant, and unreformed.
Bringing the global economy to the brink.
The recession is likely to be deeper than expected.
Wall Street has seen very, very few days like this.
Due to its own recklessness and greed,
The largest ever loss by a British company.
$39 billion in troubled assets.
Coming off the bank's battered books.
People have got zero morals or scruples, and they're making decisions that are all about them. When the greed factor comes involved, then they take higher risks than they should. Potential rewards were massive, but they get it wrong like they did. The whole system's taken to a point of collapse. It was dark days, tough days, real tough days. I mean, the consequences of the decisions of these people are just unbelievable. They just go and make a bad call, and then people go and lose their businesses, their jobs, homes, and it's all gone in the blink of an eye, and then what do you have? We need a revelation of Christ in our lives. That revelation is what helps us in understanding what our success is all about. It gives us the why, it gives us the what, so we can then be a blessing. Without that why and the what, what's our success for? It's to be a blessing to others.
But there is a lot of uncertainty.
we simply don't know what will happen. What will happen? What will happen? What will happen? What will happen?
With every job that I've done, it's taken me to a new place, taken me to a new location. Being an actress, you have to travel everywhere. You have to make an effort, get a sense of who your home is, where your home is. That's why church is so important too, that when you walk through the doors, it's a home for people that don't have one. They don't know what it feels like to go walk into a crowd and be welcomed, to be wanted, to be consistently, unconditionally loved.
A tapestry of grace hangs across the walls of time.
Right now, and we're travelling down to 42nd Street. We're heading to the theatre. It's lots of lights and lots of excitement in Times Square. I go there every day and I start getting my makeup on and warm up and get ready. And then I do the show 6 days a week.
The rich fabric displays the redemption story for all the sightless generations to see.
It's quite incredible that this event took place 2,000 years ago. That is still having like the biggest effect on me personally. To me, it's like a symbol that I can actually say that everything I've done up until this point is finished, that I don't need to pay anymore for the things that I've done wrong, or the life that happened to me before this moment. And even at times in my faith, when I questioned, where he was always there, waiting for me, wooing me back to him. I want to be a person that is one of those people that will constantly love until someone is wooed back to life. I want to be someone that gives hope, like God gave hope to me.
Often fail, like a tangled mass of broken threads it holds together.
But when you know God, it's like the purest form of love you can ever experience. It would be living life without that you don't know that you're missing that if you don't know him.
There doesn't seem to be a place for me anymore.
Heaven's door is open to all. Which side of the door are you on?
Yeah, you?
You look fabulous!
Well, I've had my fill of dancing.
I find church is a very accepting and safe place. And it is a place for the broken. Even though you're walking your life and you're trying to just follow God's way and to live the life that he's called you to do, sometimes I find it a bit overwhelming at times. Grace is what makes you change. Grace is what actually helps you to keep going, to be able to change. And then when you have your slip-ups that you do have, which I have gone through, if it wasn't for grace, I wouldn't be able to get back up again and to keep fighting it and to keep going it.
The fight we're in has already been won.
Looking at what Christ did on the cross for me, I can relate that into my walk and walking through my life, because when he was on the cross, he was hanging there naked, he was exposed, he was humiliated, but he did that for me. And it's a bit the same with recovery, it's a bit the same with coming through, taking off that mask and getting to the real raw issue of things. And the only way to do it is to really just to become vulnerable, become exposed, to become naked in a sense, and to really pick up your cross and walk it. And that's something that I got to do every day. I got to die to myself. If people didn't get alongside me back in times that I would never have made it. And I just pray that the church will still be like that, will just keep going out and ministering to the broken, to bring the broken in, and would never reject them, because God doesn't.
Oh, for the kingdom is come.
Every thread will find its strength and significance when colored and connected with others in God's tapestry. Yet we're not woven together in order to exhibit our own beauty or display our own ability. We are a cloth with a divine cause, knitted together in a grand design. to display His magnificence, to follow His path, and to colour the streets along which He walked.
It's beautiful to see that Jesus is woven in everybody's life. It's the connecting thread that connects all our lives to each other. And He makes our colour even brighter and even more magnificent. You may never see the bigger picture, but God does.
We're living in a fallen world. We're living in a life where things aren't perfect. Things are not how it would be, say, in heaven. But God still comes from heaven and just starts to just work through us in where we're at and where our circumstances are.
I can imagine a church of individuals that have a strong revelation of who they are in Christ. When the church understands that, we become a juggernaut that just is an unstoppable force for greatness and for goodness across the world.
We are all instruments of who He is. We are the church that wherever we go or walk in our life, we represent who God is.
As our lives are threaded through this world, the way ahead can seem cluttered and confused. Our countless daily choices can divert us from our chosen path. But it is the knowledge of His design, the comfort of His guiding hand, that keeps us strong. We've come a long way, but until every face and every nation is transformed by His love, until every carriageway and thoroughfare has carried His story, and until every city and hamlet contain an expression of His body, our task is not complete.
Give your life to Christ tonight. Let Him give you a new heart. Make you a new person. Take up the cross. Take your place with Him. He'll accept you into His kingdom. He'll make you a new creation.
Every story has a beginning. Every house a foundation. Today's church stands immovable on the revelation of Christ and the confession of His servants. We are the fulfillment of devoted prayers and the hope of faithful lives who have gone before.
The church at large, that started way back in Jerusalem, 2,000 years ago, has always been a generational church. And I personally know that I'm a product of the faith of the generations previous to me. My father was a pastor, my grandfather was a pastor, my great-grandfather. And today, more than ever, I feel a real responsibility for us bringing up the next generation.
Each of us have a purpose and a design, a beautiful design. And I guess my part that I play in this huge picture is just to be part of the picture.
The church, I guess, is where we get the chance to try to accept each other despite our problems, It's to try and see each other as God sees us.
The church consists of 1,000 threads, a multitude of stories, and a community of connections. It holds the broken and the mended, the searching and the found, the disconnected and the attached. Its image is not faultless. Its lines are not straight. His weaving in our world is not yet finished. And our transformation is not complete. There is no perfect story, no ideal relationship. We're simply a family that has found its Father and embraced its purpose. we are a home, with a desire to welcome and a table full. We have sons with a past and guests with a future. Our heart's intent is to lift up and restore. This bare canvas and half-finished picture engendered disappointment unless seen through the designer's eyes. The loose material and the jumble of knots invite criticism unless each thread is valued. Even our Creator himself, the author of our faith, was rejected by the world. The banner he unfurled and the picture it revealed invited censure and disapproval. He, undaunted, kept his course and made his stand. Hungry hearts were filled and thirsty souls satisfied. This is the path we are following. In a world of misjudgment, our message is clear. Our minds are set, our hearts overflowing. The church, with all its varied threads, is the plan the designer excitedly holds up to the world. In it, he sees passion and potential, reality and reconciliation, a heart stretched up and a hand stretched out. We are now inextricably linked to this thread. It has changed our lives and freed our souls. We have absorbed its strength and are eternally identified with its journey. Its color and its cause are ours. We have no other path. We have no other confession. Its magnificent message of redemption has become our life, and the seamless Son, the Lord Jesus Christ, our lifelong standard.